Look, I've always had a millionaire mindset. Ever since I was a kid, I knew that being rich was the only option. While other girls played with dolls, I played mysterious heiress. I'd spend the whole day dressed in Chanel, fake, but the concept was there. Sipping chamomile tea as if it were champagne and waiting for my private jet, which in reality was the school bus. The mindset was already in place. But then adulthood hit me with a reality check. Money doesn't fall from the sky unless you're Bill Gates' daughter, but unfortunately, my birth certificate says otherwise. So I started studying. And one of the first books I read was Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And let me tell you, my dear, it basically confirmed what I always knew. Being rich starts in your head. Now, you know what doesn't start in your head? Your credit card bill. That one arrives whether your mindset is right or not. And that's exactly why you need to start thinking like a millionaire right now. Because if your mentality is the same as someone who splits the bill on a first date, I hate to break it to you, but your bank account will follow the same path. But don't worry, I'm here to fix that. Today, we're going to break down this book and figure out the formula to make money flow into your life. And, more importantly, how to stop repelling money like it's an overdue electric bill. I've left links to some rich people products in the first pinned comment because changing your mindset is great. But a new handbag never hurt anyone. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and hit that like button, because I refuse to let you stay broke just because you weren't taught better. What no one tells you about having a millionaire mindset. They say, either you control your money or your money controls you. Sounds nice in theory, but in practice, what do most people do? Spend like they're Kim Kardashian and manage money like a failed Netflix reality show. The bill arrives, but who said there's enough balance to cover it? The outcome is more predictable than the ending of a telenovela. Now brace yourself for this one. Studies show that 64% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, meaning half the population is just one bill away from financial disaster. Meanwhile, what do we see on Instagram? Maldives vacations, Prada bags, luxury cars, and guess what? The credit card bill split into 12 installments. And you still wonder why money doesn't flow into your life? Maybe because it's already flowing, right out of your account. The habit of managing your finances is more important than the amount of money you have. But let's be real, managing money without money is a challenge, right? It's like going on a date with a broke guy and expecting him to pay for dinner. There's no magic, babe. And the real issue here is that many people confuse having money with looking like they have money. A woman maxes out her credit card to keep up the appearance of wealth, but deep down, she's living a financial meltdown disguised as an expensive outfit. This is what I call designer poverty, the art of spending everything you have and don't have to pretend you're rich. Psychology explains this, but I'll simplify it. If you need to flaunt wealth to prove you have money, you probably don't. And yes, this applies to that friend who financed a BMW but lives in an unfurnished apartment. Excessive spending has little to do with what you're buying and everything to do with the lack of fulfillment in your life. And here's the shocking truth. If you need a closet full of Chanel bags to feel good, maybe the problem isn't lack of money, but lack of therapy. Women spend a fortune trying to fill an emotional void. But guess what? The void is still there. Now with a pile of debt to go along with it. Poor money management creates a vicious cycle. You spend to feel better, then feel bad because you spent. So you spend even more to forget you overspent. Congratulations, you've unlocked the hard level of financial self-sabotage. If your motivation to get rich is rooted in negativity, fear, anger, or the need to prove something, money will never bring you happiness or stability. A true millionaire mindset isn't measured by your bank balance, but by your control over it. This means you need to stop treating money like a reckless lover and start handling it like a strategic partner. Success isn't about avoiding problems, it's about growing into a person who can handle any challenge. And that includes learning how to make money work for you, instead of spending your life working for money. By the way, if you think working hard is the key to getting rich, I've got bad news. People who work too much don't have time to make real money. Millionaires know this. That's why they make their money work for them, while you're out there selling your hours like a financial Uber driver. How to fix this? 1. Stop spending money you don't have to impress people who don't care. 2. Learn to invest. It can be in the stock market or in a Hermes bag, as long as it appreciates in value over time. 3. Start treating money as a tool, not a trophy. Want a challenge? Instead of financing that luxury bag, invest that money. 6 months later, if the returns you earned are higher than the monthly payment, go ahead and buy the bag in full. If they're not, well, my love, you still can't afford it. And if all else fails, well, there's always the option of marrying a millionaire. But please, pick one who has already read this book. How to Think Like a Millionaire and Not Just Someone Who Wants to Be Rich. Everyone wants to be rich, that's obvious. The difference is that some people commit to it, while others just toss coins into a wishing fountain and wait for a financial miracle. Meanwhile, banks keep making a fortune off credit card interest, but your bank balance is still lower than an intern's salary. Now, here's a reality check. Only 8% of people actually achieve their goals. Yep, my dear, 92% fail. Not because they lack money. Let's be honest. Money has never been an issue when it comes to a $7 Starbucks coffee, but because they lack real commitment to their own wealth. Wanting to be rich is not the same as deciding to be rich. Most people spend their entire lives saying, "One day, I'll be rich," but they keep spending every cent like there's no tomorrow and treating money like a summer fling, not a serious relationship. Here's the difference. Rich people make a real commitment to money. They don't say, "I want to be rich." They say, "I'm going to be rich, and here's my plan." Research shows that writing down a goal increases the chances of achieving it by 42%. So, while you're busy manifesting wealth with no real plan, the smart woman has already written, calculated, and mapped out a strategy to turn her first million into reality. Want a classic example? Kim Kardashian. She was just another LA socialite, but she decided she'd become a billionaire, built her name into a brand, and now has an empire in beauty, fashion, and reality TV. Oh, but wasn't she just lucky? No, my dear. Luck is finding an authentic Chanel bag at a thrift store. What she did was strategy. Rich people work with strategy, poor people work with sweat. Here's the biggest mistake women make when trying to get rich. They think the secret is working more, not working better. They get stuck in an endless loop of grinding away at low-paying jobs, but forget that wealth comes from leverage, not raw effort. Let me tell you a secret. Real wealth doesn't come from how much you work, but from how well your money works for you. That means if you're still selling your hours, you're playing the wrong game. A millionaire doesn't think, "How can I make more money?" They think, "How can I make the money I already have generate more money?" Real commitment requires strategic sacrifices. Being rich means making choices. You can't expect to build wealth while blowing your paycheck on impulse buys to boost your ego. Some women think they're investing in their image by financing luxury items, but in reality, they're sabotaging their financial future. Want proof? Have you ever seen a real millionaire financing a designer bag? Number. Because people who actually have money buy what they can afford without hurting their net worth. So before you go around saying you want to be rich, ask yourself, are you willing to invest before you spend? Are you willing to learn about money instead of just complaining that you don't have enough? Are you ready to stop treating wealth like a lottery and start treating it like a strategic plan? If the answer is no, then you don't actually want to be rich. You just want to look rich. And that, my dear, anyone can do until the credit card bill arrives. Why rich women have no shame in self-promotion, and you should learn from them. There's a reason some women live in luxury while others are stuck on Pinterest saving photos of things they'll never buy. Rich women know how to sell themselves. They turn their name into $1 million brand while most people are still too shy to even post their work on Instagram. Here's a stat for you. 65% of people think self-promotion is arrogance, meaning they'd rather stay in the shadows and earn crumbs than put themselves out there, and who knows, actually step into the same restaurant as Jeff Bezos without being mistaken for the waitress. The queen of self-promotion, Kylie Jenner. While the world criticized Kylie Jenner for being just a lucky Kardashian, she was busy becoming the youngest self-made billionaire on the planet. And how did she do it? By promoting herself. She launched a makeup brand and sold the idea of perfect lips so well that in just a few years, Kylie Cosmetics was making over $600 million a year. Do you really think that was just about the products? No, my dear. She sold herself before selling a single lipstick. Now look at your own life. Do you have talent? Yes. Do you have great products or services? Probably. But if no one knows about them, what's the point? Why women avoid self-promotion? Most women work hard and expect to be recognized for their efforts, but Forget that recognition without self-promotion only happens in fairy tales. Studies show that men promote themselves 33% more than women. Meaning, while you're scared of looking cocky, the guy in your office is confidently hyping up projects he barely worked on and getting a raise for it. Think of any rich and influential woman. Oprah, Rihanna, Beyoncé. They are all living brands. Do you think they waited for someone to notice their talent? Or did they make sure the whole world heard about it? But I don't like selling. Some people believe that selling is annoying, and that if they're good, opportunities will magically appear. But reality check. If you don't sell yourself, you won't sell anything. Do you think Prada, Chanel, or Dior feel embarrassed about pushing their products? No, my dear. They don't just sell. They make people beg to buy from them. Self-promotion isn't about forcing people to give you money. It's about making the world understand your value, whether it's in your career, your business, or even your love life. Because yes, knowing how to market yourself can get you an upgrade in the boyfriend department too. Those who know how to sell themselves never run out of opportunities. So next time you think, ugh, I don't want to sound arrogant talking about my work, remember that while you hesitate, someone less talented than you is out there selling themselves and getting rich because of it. Why rich women don't trade time for money, and neither should you. You know that whole work hard and you'll be rewarded speech? It's a lie. Most people spend their entire lives trading hours for a fixed paycheck. But the only thing that actually increases in this equation is exhaustion. Look at this stat. 78% of millionaires have multiple sources of income, not just a salary. Meanwhile, most people are stuck in the endless loop of work, hope for a raise, get a ridiculous raise, stay unhappy. The fixed salary is a luxury trap. Society taught us that financial stability means a guaranteed paycheck every month, but what no one tells you is that this same paycheck has a limit. And worse, you have to keep working to earn it. What do rich women do? They trade time for results. Want an example? Look at Serena Williams. She could have lived solely off tennis, but instead, she chose to invest in startups, launch her own clothing line, and build a financial empire that keeps growing even when she's off the court. Now compare that to someone who trades time for money. If they stop working, what happens? Exactly. Nothing enters their bank account. But Duchess, my job is stable. Oh, right. Stability. My dear, true financial stability isn't knowing your salary will be deposited every month. It's knowing money keeps coming in even if you decide to spend a month in Paris without opening your laptop. Most people accept trading 40 hours a week for a predictable paycheck. But forget that this predictability also means they will never earn more than that amount, no matter how hard they work. Rich women don't play by these rules. They invest, start businesses, and buy assets. Because real wealth doesn't come from hours worked. It comes from money working for you. How to escape this trap? 1. Stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an owner. Want to keep your job? Great. But use that paycheck to build something that generates income without depending on your time. 2. Create multiple income streams. It doesn't matter if it's investing in stocks, launching a digital product, or even buying limited edition handbags to resell later. Smart money always makes more money. 3. Never depend on just one source of income. You know who relies on one paycheck? Someone who's one stressed-out boss away from unemployment. If you must trade time for money, at least charge high. But the ultimate goal? Learn how to make money while enjoying a 3-hour brunch without checking the time. Now you know, money doesn't like small thinking. You can either spend your whole life believing you were born to pay bills and wait for your next paycheck, or you can decide that being rich is your only option. But here's the catch. Thinking like a millionaire isn't enough. You also need to invest like one. So let me ask you, are you investing correctly for your age? Or are you sabotaging your financial future? If your answer is, I don't know, we've got a bigger problem than a fake designer bag at a gala. Many women think saving money is enough. But if you invest the wrong way, you'll end up with a retirement plan as disappointing as warm champagne. Watch my video, How to Invest at Every Age. Are you really doing it right? And find out whether you're building an empire or just delaying financial disaster. If you enjoyed this and want to be rich, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and comment. Wealth starts in the mind. And, of course, check the first pinned comment for the link to Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.